This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Abdul.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Krish. So let us start for the day. So we have gone through this budgeting. So today let us look the progress analysis, or normally in project management perspective or from the business side, normally it is known as EVA or earned value analysis. So let us look at. Yeah, it is progress analysis or earned value analysis. So this is a explanation, or you can say description. What is EVA? Which is an industry standard method for measuring projects progress at any given point in time. So basically, this is highly used in project management. In any kind of, initially we talk about different methodology followed. Agile methodology is there, or waterfall is there. Yeah. So there are different methodology. PMBOK is there. Prince2 is there. So any methodology that normally it is used this functionality to measure the progress. So at any point of time, people will be able to see the health of the project, where it is going, whether any variances are there, whether the schedule is on track or any budget difference is there. Then also you can it will also tell you what is the expected cost of completion, and what is the time and all the deviation. This details everything. Normally you might have heard the term, which is S curve, project X curve. So that is drawn, the S curve is drawn based on these calculations. Okay. So in earned value management, basically 2-3 things are there that is important to know. So basically it is always measured against a baseline. Okay. So baseline is a term in, we can say that, just a second. Yes. See, baseline concept is there in other scheduling tool, or you can say MS Project or Primavera, whatever it is which you're familiar. Because what does it do is, it will have a schedule created or plan created as a base. Then that will be referred for the future references to compare the plan actual or current plan and the initial plan and what is actual and all those things. So basically, when you're talking about earned value management, there are 3 values which is calculated mainly. One is the planned value, which is known as PV. So formerly known as the budgeted cost of work scheduled, or BCWS. So in SAP, you will find this term BCWS, because they were using still the old term. So what does it mean? That portion of the approved cost estimate planned to be spent on the given activity during a given period. So there is a definition. What is the planned value means? The portion of the approved cost. So the initial approved cost, where we can say project perspective, will say the budget planned to be spent. So how much you are planned to be spent for a given period of time. So it has 2 things, right? One is the cost and another thing is the time. So time and cost will be considered for that. Then there is a concept called the actual cost, or AC, earlier which is known as ACWP. So in HAP you will find the term ACWP. The total of the cost incurred in accomplishing work on the activity in a given period. So it is nothing but from SAP perspective, look, whatever the actual cost is posted against a WBS element of activity, that is will be considered as the actual cost. So the actual cost must correspond to whatever was budgeted for the planned value and the earned value. Example, labor, material, equipment. So whatever the way which is coming to that, that is all kind of cost will be considered. Then the third value which is considered or calculated is known as the earned value, EV, or in our say formerly which is known as BCWP. So what does it mean? The value of the work actually complete. So earlier there is a value which is there, what is a planned value, and there is a earned value. So this two value, if you plot a graph, you will get the S curve. That is what normally people will do it, and also obviously there will be actual cost as well. So this is from an SAP perspective. If you look at this, this is what we are talking about. The same thing, same concept is there in other also. For example, we'll have a cost, work, dates, everything. These are the inputs. So accordingly, you will get the time period. Okay, then you will have a cost. Then you, in different period, you put the dots and join all of them. Then you will get a curve. So that is, we call it as the S curve. So there is a different curve. There is three curves will be drawn. One is for the planned value, one is for the earned value, and the actual cost. Those three curve will come. Then this is any reference point, any date you take, then it will meet in 3 points of that curve. So difference between this point will give you the difference. For example, there's a difference between 1 and 2, that is considered as a scheduled variance. So it means that much of work you should have completed, so it is not completed. Okay, that is that scheduled variance will give you. Then there is a difference between 3 and 2, which is the actual cost and BCWP or earned value, that we call it as a cost variance. So you supposed to incur this much cost for this much in this period, but whereas you have incurred this many costs, so you have a cost variance. So that is the information you will be able to see. So any point of time, you should draw this curve. If you keep any point, so you will get that it will meet the points. So the difference between that points will be there. If an ideal project, there is no difference, means all the three curve will be on the same path. So you will not be able to find any difference. That is an ideal situation. Now, so normally what happens in real life. Now, from a SAP perspective, we have a different concept which we need to understand it. First one is the S curve, or the or you can say the earned value calculation is based on a term which is known as percentage of completion. So what does it mean? It is specify the project progress so far as a percentage. So for a given period of time. So whenever you are taking a reference point, so and up to that point, what is the percentage achieved, or what was such percentage planned? So that is which is represented by or is called as percentage of completion, POC. So here the describes the ratio of activity carried out to key dates as a percentage of total work for the key project. So this is the ratio. It is a ratio which is calculated. Now, how do you achieve, or how do you arrive that value of percentage of completion? So there are different method, which is we call it as a measurement method. Okay. So whenever, for example, how do you measure it? The percentage of completion. That is what important for the progress calculation from the SAP perspective. So percentage of completion is the key, but how do you arrive that percentage of completion based on what measurement? So how do you measure it? So that is, we call it as a measurement method. There are different methods. I will go to that one. Then the concept of earned value, we already seen in the previous slide. So that is the same concept when it comes to SAP. Now, when you're talking about the measurement method, these are some of the method which is SAP standard delivered. Okay, so you can create your own method, keeping any combination or any customization or anything. So there is no hard and fast rule, you should use only this. It is depends on the organization, depend on the type of the project, what makes you better, then you can use that. So whatever you are seeing is some of the standard delivered methods which SAP has given. So something like, for example, there is something called degree of processing. So degree of processing, you know that when you confirm an activity, you are putting some kind of degree of processing, what kind of degree you have processed it. So that you can use it for measuring it. That is one thing. Then there is something called a time proportional, okay, because you have planned an activity for 10 days. So if that is the total of the duration of that activity, so you distribute that total progress across that activity. So for example, one day you can consider as a 10%. Okay. So then we have a time proportional. So as I said, it will be between, you consider the time with the duration, then you can say it. Then another one is estimation. This is like you estimate it manually, you estimate it, then you enter the value. That is a manually you can enter it. Then you might have seen that we discussed during the milestone, right? We said in the milestone also you can use it for progress analysis. So in each milestone you can specify what is the percentage. So whenever that milestone is reached, then that will show that much of percentage is reached. That is one method. Then there is a cost proportional. So you have a cost, planned cost is there. So then based on that one, you know, that if you are using a network costing, you can distribute it over a period of time. Then based on that, you can consider that. So these are different methods. So then there is a, you can say start finish rule. You will say this start means this much, finish means this much. Then quantity proportional. So if you are using a statistical key figure, you can use that. Then secondary proportional. There is something like you can refer to one measure method is as a reference for another one. So these are some standard deliverable from SAP. You can use as it is, or you can go for your customized one. Those are no issue. But only thing is you should define based on what you are going to calculate your percentage of completion, because percentage of completion is the key which is used to calculate the planned value and earned value. Now, how the calculation works means it will be always the planning will be taken care, okay, because this value will be always considered from the planning. So actually is not the one which is deciding the is using for the progress calculation. So planned cost, or you can use budget as well. So basically it will be planned cost. So again here important is not the planned cost on hierarchical planning. It should be cost element planning, either cost element planning, or you can use it network costing, both are same. So then that way it will consider the planned value. Then you use some kind of measurement method of that object to calculate the POC. So there is three factors involved here. One is the planned values for the object, then the measurement method, what you are defining for that one, and based on that one, you derive a POC for that. Okay. Now there is a concept of progress aggregation, right? Because there is a two kind of progress will be there. For example, if you have a hierarchical structure, right? For example, like what you're seeing in a hierarchical structure. So this hierarchical structure, you can, each object can have different say value for the POC, progress calculation, right? Because you are measuring everything. So if you take a project which is running, so there will be parallelly so many activities are there. So different activity may have different status or different kind of progress or confirmation is done. So all that will be a different value. So which value you will use it to consider it for the project level, right? Because when you want to say what is my project level progress means, there should be only one value. So to reach that value, SAP has a function which is called the aggregated value. So whatever the, not only SAP, in any progress calculation, so whatever the lower level value, that will be rolled up to the higher level. But there is a rule of aggregation. That is, we call it as aggregated value. Aggregation, you have a different rule for aggregations. Like there is automatically you can say some kind of aggregation. You can use it, or you can use some kind of weightage. Okay? So you use a weightage. For example, let's say if you have talking about an SAP implementation. So we have different type of activities, right? Blueprint related activities are there. Then you have realization is there. Then testing is there, yeah, right? So these are the different type of activities are there. So let's say what is more important for you in your project. So for example, if you say blueprint is one of the major things, right? Because when you are doing the blueprinting, then that will have more weightage than comparing to the configurations, because configuration can be done easily, and also there won't be much delay also. So the importance what you will give for the blueprint. So you will say, if I'm weighing a blueprint as 2, then configuration I will weigh as 1. So this way, so it means you are weighing the blueprint for the double as comparing to the configuration. So this way, different activities, different WBS element, you can give different weightage, or you can say different weight, POC weight, that is known as. So based on that POC weight, system will total it up. Okay, so there is a calculation, I have shown it here. Okay, just to understand how the aggregation works. For example, there is a 3 WBS element, okay, 1 parent, and there is 2 child. Suppose you have many activities, and through that system is calculated this value. Suppose, for example, this individual, this non-aggregated POC, okay, is 30%. So here it is 90%, here is 60%. Now, if all together, what will be the total progress? That is what we need to consider. So for example, each WBS I give a weight, POC weight I give here it is 5, here I give it is 2, and here I give it as a 1. So how the calculation works is, so it will multiply by that the fraction of that one. For example, 30% into 5 by, so it will add all the weight, 5 plus 2 plus 1, so it will be 5 by 8, plus 60% into 2 by 8, then 90% into 1 by 8. So if you calculate all those things, you will arrive a value of 45%. Okay, so this is what system is doing to aggregation. So this is what you need to do. So sometimes, when you execute the POC, then you may not find that POC is not aggregating. So you need to see whether the POC weight, what is in the configuration, there is a setting whether you can do a POC weight, you can give manually, or you want the system to calculate it. So always better to give manual one, because that is, so you will have more flexibility for the users, or you can say the business. They can put the weightage because they know that what is the weight to be put. So they normally put that weight, then based on that one, system will calculate. Then this is the calculation, how the calculation is happening. So we understand that there is a measurement method, and based on the measuring method, you are calculating percentage of completion, POC. Then you are also entered the planned cost against that object. Now, how system will calculate is, planned POC multiplied by planned cost, system will give you the BCWS, or you can say planned value. So that is the blue one. Okay, similarly, when the actual POC is measured, okay, so the actual POC is measured, you can multiply it by the planned cost, then system will calculate the BCWP, or known as earned value. Then when you do this, draw this curve or S curve, then you will be able to get the difference, schedule variance, cost variance, and all those things. So actual cost also will be taken care. Actual cost, anyway, you don't need to multiply any of this POC, because that is as it is. Whatever the actual cost happened to that project, that will be taken as it is. So these are the different calculations. Anyway, you don't need to think all this, learn all this formula and all. This is already there in the system. That progress analysis engine is already there. System will calculate it for you. But only thing is, just for your understanding how the system is calculating, this is the different formula which is used, right? Planned POC, actual POC, then VCWs, VCWP. Then from this different differences are there. The difference between these two is known as schedule variance. Difference between these two is cost variance. There is something called CPI. So this is the VCW, it's a ratio or a value is giving VCWP by ACWP. Then there is a estimate to complete value. So what is the residual cost required for until completion? Then it is total cost minus this VCW divided by CPI. Then you have estimated at completion value will be completed. I mean, that will be the cost. What is the total cost will be during the completion? Then it will EAC will be added for ETC plus ACWP. These are the different. Anyway, it is in the report. It will come. But so this is how the calculations happen. And there is something also called a schedule performance index. Also, the SPI is also there. That also will be calculated based on this between BC the difference between BCWP divided by BCWS, then that is known as schedule performance index. So that is also calculated to do many calculation based on the schedule variance and all those things. Okay. So basically, you might have seen in some of the KPI dashboards and all the schedule performance index or SPI. So SPI value, if it is 1, then the health is good. If it is less than 1, like that, there is a different calculations are available. Less than 1 means it is going to be delay. If it is more than 1 means it's going to be finished early. Like that, there is a calculations will be available. So this is available, and there is a report, a standard report available. Then we need to do that. Then only thing is POC. It's every month, because in SAP the shortest period or which you can calculate is month-wise progress only. Okay, so sometimes if you business will ask, I want week-wise and all. Anyway, that the concept is not there. The shortest period available in SAP is month. So normally it is reported in monthly only. Sometimes people will come up with, I want it 2 weeks, how to do that and those things. So if they want to do it, let them go for some other software. As far as SAP is concerned, it's available month-wise only. So here monthly will be the shortest period, but only thing is you can run 2 times. So whatever up until that period is aggregated is there, that will system will calculate. So every month you need to run the POC calculation. So system will recalculate it. It's like you are doing a calculation and keeping into your memory kind of things concept for the POC. So you need to run it. So value will be there. Then you run it again next month. So it will recalculate it. Then it will give you that is the latest value like that. So always, for example, if you are creating a version and all those things, so if you want to see what was the latest POC at that point of time and all, you need to calculate first the POC, then create the version. Otherwise, what happens? That updated POC will not be there, value will not be, you will not be able to find it in the version if you create the version before calculation. So that is one thing you need to see. Then there is a report. After calculation, you execute the report. Then system will show you the report. Any doubt on this?
Never worked on progress analysis, Abdul. So we'll see. I'll ask questions when we will go to the system.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's look into the system. So I will go to this. Okay. Okay, so for example, if I take a project, suppose this. So what we are talking about is how from the user perspective, what are the things need to be maintained is, if I go to any WBS element, there is a tab, progress tab, right? So in the progress tab, you need to specify a progress version. That is important. Okay, for example, 132 is there. So you need to have the progress version maintained. Then system will give you what is the default method which is configured for this version. Okay. So if you want to change this, if you want the system to take a different one, then you can maintain it here. So in case normally you think that it is already predefined for your organization, then no need to change it. So only thing is you need to enter the progress version. Here the problem is this value, this field is not available. This program, these two values, this one and this one, is not available in the mass change. Okay, so either you have to create a BDC for this. If somebody will ask you to, they want to upload it from Excel or something like that, or mass change automatic. So that option is not available. Then similarly, anyway, this header, both the header don't have these functions. So similarly for the activity also, same, we have the progress tab. Same thing available. So whenever if you want to calculate this, so what important thing is first you have to enter that version, then you specify. So here based on the configuration, okay, if I'm calculating automatically the POC weight means I don't need to maintain. But if my configuration is to calculate it manually, then I need to give a weight. For example, and here there is in the weight, there is one thing you need to understand, that it won't allow any kind of fractions. Okay. So if you are thinking to put fractions, then put a bigger values, say thousands or 10,000 like that. For example, I want to use 1 and 1.2, something like that. Then you put it, let's say 1,000 here. Then here you put 1,100 like that. Okay, so this is the way you need to teach them how to enter the POC weight if it is manual. Okay, if they are using automatic, then no need. But automatic, the problem, it will be based on a planned cost. So that is not the real case actually. So it will be better always when you are going for this implementation, give them the manual maintenance, so they can decide what is each activity has, what are the kind of weight it is required. Still rounding it a second.
So Abdul, on which basis the business defined POC weight? So as per this slide you showed us, that as per the planned values and the
That is no, not like that, because each of their activity, the planner knows that what is the weight for it. Because see, activities are not equal weight, right? Because sometimes, for example, if you are talking about a EPC contract where you are saying that engineering, procurement, and construction is there. In that one, they give construction will be the least weightage, but all the engineering will be the second, and procurement will be the highest, because that is a huge value is going to come, and that is very important. So that is one example I'm saying. So all the activity which is related to procurement, they give high weight. The other one they will give low weight, like that. Because each activity has a different weight. Suppose you think of this one, say concrete, and you need to put first concreting, you need to have that basement created, then you need the shuttering should be done, then you have that connection of the metal pieces will be done, then after that you are pouring the concrete, then there is an activity of curing. So each activity has its own weight will be there, which is more important. So based on the importance, they will be different weight for each activity. So that is
Oh,
depends
understood,
on
Abdul.
the
Yeah.
business. Yeah, depends on the business kind
Oh,
of projects, and that differs. So that is the reason
okay.
I said it
Yeah.
will be better always. It doesn't mean that value is cost is the best method. So it will be better to give the option to.
Okay. Okay.
Let me just put it everywhere. 132. I think this SAP the standard configuration is automatic calculation. So I'm not putting the weight. Let's see whether it is aggregating or not. So 132. So this is the problem. We have to enter it manually. As long as you don't have.
So, Abdul, this progress tab will be available only on internal activities or external activities as well?
All activities.
All activities. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just save this.
It is a time-consuming activity, Abdul.
That's when entering these things. No? Yeah, that's why I said you need to give a kind of BDC for the business. So sometimes bigger projects are there, then you
But
need to
there is
maintain.
also but BDC of CJ20 is also a tough task.
No need. No,
So
you can go to
there is also
CJ02 and record it.
yeah from that transaction code, yes.
Yeah. CJ20N will not work. You have to go to CJ02 and do that. And that also using the menus, not clicking the mouse.
Yes, Abdul.
So the second thing is what is that? For example, if I maintain the progress, it doesn't mean that it will automatically calculate. So for that, there is a calculation is there. For example, if I go to project system, progress, then we have progress determination. So you need to run. There is a two option. For example, if you want to put it every month background program, then you can use this CNE2. For one project, you can use this CNE1. So here you put the project, then we want to put this with hierarchy with orders. Then here you have to put the which version I'm using 132. Then for which period I am using. So period will be month. For example, this is 06/2020 like that. Then again, this is your fiscal year period. You need to consider that always.
Yes.
It is fiscal year, not the calendar year. And you can execute. Oh, connection. Oh, it's no, yeah, connection. So it's reconnected, so that is gone. Sorry, let me just run it again. CNE1 controlling area was 1000, right? Then $5 132 6 2020. with the error. Because if I want to include this, all that below, everything, that is the reason. Then here it will show you, what are the measurement method. Plan is time proportional, actual is time proportional. So different methods are already selected. So once it is done, then what we can do is we can go to the report. So there is a report again, the same area. Progress. I think it's an information system. Progress analysis, this CNE 5. So here important thing is the info profile. You need to choose that earned value info profile will be there. What is that info profile? Is there? Yeah, this one, earned value. So then only those field will come. Okay, then you execute this. So here you can see this is the aggregated plan value. Actual did not aggregate, so maybe that is not the. So this way, this will calculate it. You can see that this is the non-aggregated. This is aggregated. So now, if I want to draw a S curve or something like that, then what I will do, I will select only the first one. For example, the project level S curve I want to see. Only I select the top level WBS element. Then I will go to something called period breakdown. So here, if you want to draw based on BCWS and BCWP, okay, this is basically that S curve is drawn. So what I will do, I will remove everything. Only keep those two. Okay. So this is the two value. Then in the graph, I can take a period down. So system will give anyway that you have to values should be there. Then maybe instead of month, I will say weeks or something like that. So these values are not there, so it will give you that curve value. But again, you know that SAP graphics, GUI graphics are not that good, but you can get the somehow some kind of graph here based on this. Okay, so this is how normally you do things. So here you come.
So, is there any system status also updated when we perform the progress? Let's say we have done CNE1.
No,
Then is there any? Okay, okay.
No, not like settlement profile and all, right? What you're asking?
Yeah.
No, nothing. No, it is not creating any kind of nothing extra. No, it's nothing. So user perspective, this is the two things. One is you have to maintain the progress version. Second thing is the weight. Weight, as I said, based on the configuration, but always recommended to use the manual. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, Abdul Gopi here.
Yeah.
If we manually maintain the POC and there is no need of project version, right? Or we need to maintain?
No. Project version is only for milestone trend analysis.
Okay. So compulsory we need to maintain the project version for
Milestone
progress
trend
analysis.
analysis.
Just maintain the POC.
That is always. What happened? It's not connecting. Let me just show you that. milestone trend analysis
And
is like
what
that only.
the,
No? Last,
yeah, please.
you remember last time I shown you, right? During that time. You have to create multiple versions and do that.
And
Yeah,
that POC based on the use for something you mentioned 1,100 and something you mentioned 1,000. So how we can recommend to user to maintain? What is the target value for that? Is there any?
No, nothing. There is no target, nothing. What I said, it won't allow the decimals because if somebody is using Microsoft project, they will ask how I want to maintain decimal because I think in Microsoft project they allow the decimal values.
Yeah, that
Except you don't.
I got it.
Yeah.
That for something we are putting 1,000, something we are putting 1,100.
No. That is
How
anything that user, whatever users
that that's what I'm.
prefer, then they can use it. There is nothing hard and fast.
Or we can able to make it only for WBS or actually WBS level and milestone level.
No. Weightage you have to give for all. You need to aggregate the value, no? So all the activity you
Okay.
need to give the weight. So then only it will. For example, if you don't have a difference in weight, you consider
So
everything is
compulsory
equal in
for
weight.
example, I have.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Not only milestone activity.
I think your voice is breaking. Not able to understand.
Gopi, your voice is breaking.
Okay.
No. Can you just repeat because your voice was
Yeah, I
breaking.
can
We
hear.
couldn't understand. Yeah. Tell me now. What was the question?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay. Tell me. I think it's facing some internet issue. Okay, maybe you can type it, so I will have a look at it. So I will just go to that configuration. What are the things which we are need to maintain?
Yeah, but can you hear me now? There is some
I
network
can
issue from
hear
my
you,
end.
but disturbance. You can type the question, so I will have a look. Type it in the chat. So here under progress, progress analysis. This is the configuration area. So there is some configuration and there is some kind of what you call the master data also is there for this. So one thing is, first one is maintaining the progress version. That is the main of this configuration. Yeah, here for example 132 the configuration was there. So whatever this you are using it for, and there is a WAP calculation result analysis also we can use it, that I will explain later. So here if you go to the settings for progress version, then it is depends on which controlling area you are there. So for example, say 1000 what you are using it. Some network issues there. Continuously disconnect. So this one, I don't know what is happening. I think maybe he's also facing the same issue. Progress. As I said, first one is the progress version. Okay, for example, 130, if you go to the settings, then we have our controlling area, then you go to the detail. So here you have to say description, version description, and which plan version you want to consider. For example, if you have using different version for planning, then you can use that CO plan version. Then what is the basis of EV basis? Okay, so whether it is based on annual values or or overall values, that you can consider it, or budget annual values. So if you are using network costing, then you can consider as annual values. If you are using cost element planning, maybe you can use overall values. Then POC weight. Here, as I said, you have if you just say weight, then that means manual entry. The rest all automatic versions. Okay, so it will be better to use weight. So whatever you are rendering, that system will consider for that one. Then here you can say planning type, which date you want to consider for the calculation. So you have basic dates are there. Okay, then there is two kind of date, right? Forecast date and basic dates. Normally, what you are seeing in the scheduling, that is basic date. Then whether you want to consider earliest or latest, so that you can consider it. Which date you need to consider for the period calculation.
So, Abdul, is this the baseline thing which you explained in the presentation?
No.
Is this the
This is the progress version. Baseline is like I discussed in detail during the scheduling time. Normally, first schedule, what you are creating, the initial schedule, that is normally known as baseline. Okay, but what happens that in SAP we don't have something called a baseline. So for that we were using normally the project version. So you create a version the first time, then that will be known as the basic version. Hello, yeah.
Okay.
Then you can put the references, actual method, reference plan method. Because for example, if you want to refer for actual, you want to refer the plan, then that tick you can put it. Okay, whatever the plan you are putting, automatically you refer the actual also same. That is the meaning of this. This is the first thing, the version. Then second thing is something we call it as a statistic. Some key figure is you need to maintain it here. For example, you are seeing that three kind of statistical key figure. See, what SAP is doing in progress analysis, technically, if you look at it, it is calculating some kind of quantity and recording it. So the table is for that is RPSQT. So in the RPSQT table, it is recording some kind of quantity. I mean, without any unit of measure or anything, just quantity. So that is the reason it required a statistical key figure to make it. So for example, if I go to the master data, so there will be statistical key figure will be created. For example, 1000 creates what is this? 1301. Suppose if I look at here, so this is what we are the end value for non-aggregated. So all the non-aggregated value will be recorded against this statistical key figure. So this is the master data you need to maintain it for the configuration for progress analysis. Okay, so the total values will be recorded and the unit of measure will be percentage. POC percentage will be recorded against this. So similarly, if you look at the configuration, you can see one for aggregated one you create for result analysis. That is something called in the result analysis. I'll come to that one. So this is for aggregated value, for non-aggregated value. Both we normally maintain a statistical key figure will be created and maintain it. So here you can see for each controlling area, it is possible to have 3 usage. So that usage you need to specify. This is one configuration for that. So this is how the value will be recorded. So some of them are not missing. Then this is a measurement method. Here already SAP delivered, as I said, these are the measurement method SAP delivered, standard one. If you want, you can create new. Okay, then some combination you have to see what is a combination you can use it and all those things. Almost everything is already covered from SAP delivered. If something weird one which is business is asking, then you can do that. Then this is the one which I said define measurement method as a default value. For example, whenever I was entering just 132, you might have seen type proportionally, cost proportional, everything was just defaulting that one. So this is the configuration. So you can put the progress version and what object it is. All the objects are there. Activity, internal, external, general cost, all those kind of activity WBS you can define. You can say for plan which method, for actual which method you need to consider. So based on that, what happened whenever you enter the version. So whenever you are entering a version, when you are entering this version, automatically this will come. So if you don't have that configuration, it will be empty. Then you need to maintain this manually. So to avoid that one, just to save time and also to second thing is you can just make consistent across a different user. Then you can show that. So this one. In my construction project, my task reinforcement work is 90% completed today. Rest will be in next working days. How can I add progress to my respective task? No, this is not a progress. Okay, that what you are saying, this is a confirmation. That is, I already shown you the activity confirmation. So if you have an activity called shuttering or construction or we can say concreting, then you have completed 50% of it. Then you have to put the degree of processing 50%. Then CN25 transaction. That is not that value you can use it for as a measurement method to calculate the progress. So that is not a project progress. That is a activity degree of processing. How much of degree has been completed from that activity perspective. So that is not known as the progress analysis. That is already we have seen in activity confirmation CN25. You can go and put a confirmation, then you need to maintain. But that you can use it here for a method. For example, in the measurement method, you can use that as a degree of processing. You can input that work. What is the degree of processing is there. So SAP standard, the name for that method is work. So if you use the degree of processing, then whatever you entered that will be considered for actual calculation. Okay. So whatever you are entering in CN25 is not directly taken, but you can use as a progress calculation method. Then this is what I said, the defaulting value. Then same thing, you can put it for network also, different order type. If you are using a different PM order and all those things, then you can use it that. But not for PM. It is if you are linking with project. Okay. Then there is one CO configuration is there. You need to maintain a cost element group. There is a specific cost element type is there. So that normally CO will give you. If you say I need it for progress analysis, then they will give you the one cost element. They will create it for you, and they will give you the cost element group. So based on this, system will consider all the actual cost, planned cost, everything. Okay. So normally they will give you the highest cost element group. So this is a CO part. You need to ask them. So they will give you. It is something 61 category or something like that. Progress analysis, they have a separate category for cost element. So they create one, and also they will give you the cost element group. Both will be given. Okay. So this is a CO part that also you need to maintain. So these are the things which you need to. Progress version is the main. Then this statistical key figure is the main. The rest is all optional, and the cost element group also important from CO perspective. Then only the value will be calculated. A defined measurement method or default value is an optional. Then measurement method anyway SAP has delivered, so you can use that. But statistical key figure also you need to maintain, because normally when the SAP will be there, that will not be created actually. SKF will not be created, so you need to create and assign it to that. Then progress version, obvious, of course, that is the important one. So these are the configuration. So based on that one, the rest of the calculation, everything is there available in SAP engine. So you don't need to do anything on that one. That is already SAP delivered. Only thing is you need to utilize it. So that is one strong part of SAP. They have very, detailed way of calculating it, accurate way of calculating progress, and the report also very good. And this calculation, you can also use it for many customized report if you want to show it in different way and all of those things. Same thing, you can transfer to BW and create a nice graphs in BO and all those things is possible. So That is how the progress analysis work. I think that you guys are not worked on that one. That's why less questions. So just explore it, so you'll understand better. So it's a good functionality, and you try to show this one for your, the clients whenever you go for consulting, or even if you're in support. So they like this one, then you can start using it. Not necessarily you need to have the activity. You can use it for the WBS element also. So when you are using for WBS element, you use the method cost. Okay, use the method cost proportional, because normally WBS will have both planned cost and actual cost. So system will calculate based on the cost proportion symbol. Okay, that was the easiest way. Or there is another method is called as estimate. That is manually you can enter it. For example, if I want to enter it manually, I can go estimated value. I can enter it. This based on the period, it will duration. It will open up here. Then you can enter it. What is the value you want? That is one option. Simple way estimated version. So you can see that when I enter method plan, automatically actually is taking that. So that is what in the configuration, as I said, in the configuration, if you maintain the 2 tick, automatically it takes. So this is what available, from progress analysis. So just try in your sandbox. So it will be for a better understanding.
Uh, Abdul, out of just curiosity, because I joined the batch in middle, what topics I have missed? I believe I have missed none of the topics, because in last batch I have almost completed everything. Then,
Okay.
yeah, I guess
Yeah, you have under scheduling you have taken, material plan, network costing you have taken, right?
yeah. Till network costing it was done. So,
budget you attended, and this. So I don't think any, because budget was, I think last class we were there. You already there. Right?
yeah. But in
Yeah,
budgeting, I was
revenue
there.
planning also you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think anything is missed.
Okay.
So now we need to just see an overview of what is it. Again, this is whatever the next is. This is up to here. PS part is over. Next is the CO guys. Normally, even though it is, you'll say it will see it in under PS, but it is normally the CO guys normally take care of the result analysis and settlement and all. So that also we can just have a, like this overview, how does it look and all those things. That is just for your understanding what is happening. I don't think so. You will be doing it in your consulting also. Normally that CO guys take care of it. But it is always
Okay,
better to
yeah.
understand what's happening. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that maybe in the next
Yes,
class we can take. So if you're trying the progress analysis, just try it. Then if you have any doubt, I can take it up in the next class. Yeah. So if anything is there, you can
Sure.
ask, then you can clear it up. If not there, then we'll just go through what is the settlement concept. Then we will just go through one in result analysis. This is also another calculation. Another engine is the result analysis. Then that covers almost all important topics. Then if anything specific is there, then that we will address it separately. Then I think maybe